Hello and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Joris and today I'm here finally with the ETF portfolio update for July 2026. And of course, it's already the 9th of August when I'm recording this, so I added August 2026 here as well. And as you can see, we had a fabulous past period with a plus of 6.5%, and we are nearing the 100k mark with a total portfolio value now of 99,556.93 Swiss francs. Incredible. I didn't expect it at all, but yeah, the market for dividend values is just insane right now. So it kept going up this past month, and we kept buying more as well because we reinvested a lot this past month. So let's get into it. So we received the dividend from VHYL. You already know that because you saw the video of us buying EMHD for the third or fourth time already with our EMHD Snowball, Dollar Snowball, the video series that I'm always making when we buy a EMHD tranche again. So from that, we received 110.23 US dollar, and we immediately used those dollars to invest into EMHD. Then we also received the dividend from SDGPEX. So 1406 pieces we have there. It's our biggest ETF because we started investing into SDGPEX already a long time ago. And yeah, over 2 years it has been. I think that we have bought SDGPX more because yeah, we are working towards our goal of our ETF portfolio with SDGPX being only 35%, and it was 100%. So we are trying to diminish the percentage of that and building up the other positions. But yeah, it's our biggest position, and in July it pays out the biggest dividend, being 0.674846 euros per share, coming down to 948.83 euros. That's yeah, just an insane amount. So it's our biggest month in dividends. It's going to remain like that for a long time, I think, at least for another 2 years, and then maybe another month is going to take over. But for now, July is always our biggest month, and SGPX is just delivering. And we bought FLXD with those euros. XYLF, our monthly income ETF, so covered call ETF from Global X, it gave us already two dividends in the past time. So ex-dividend on the 9th of July and paid out on the 17th of July. It's a dividend per share 0.126267. That was slightly lower than the month before, the year before in the same month. And there the total US dollar amount was 29.80. But where is the exchange rate? I'm wondering where it is. It's changed between the 15th and the 17th. Suddenly something changed in the Swissquote website. They no longer give the exchange rate on the ETFs, on the dividends from the ETFs. I'm wondering why, because I really need it for my tax return submissions. So I really dislike the fact that I don't have the exchange rate here anymore. Okay, now when I know that I receive a dividend every evening, then I go and watch what the exchange rate is. I write it down and I use it to make my videos, but I also am going to use it to make my tax return declarations. But I really dislike the fact that you don't see it here anymore. So please return the exchange rate on the bottom of the dividend sheet Swissquote. The same for the dividend that we received on the 7th of August. So that one went ex-coupon on the 30th of July and then was paid out on the 7th, so past Friday. And they received 0.153326 US dollar per share. And this was about 4 cents higher than the same dividend we received on last year in the same month. So this makes up a lot of the lesser payments that we received so far this year. So that's great news. We are now 1 cent below the amount that we received last year. So we are on our way to make it up once again. But yeah, it needs to perform for another good 4 months, 5 months, so that we can end the year on a good note. Because so far it hasn't been great. This dividend makes up a lot, so I'm hoping for the best for the rest of the year. And yeah, receiving 36.18 US dollar from XYLF or income ETF is definitely really good, because we are going to receive a dividend from GLDV and we are building that one up big time. The past 15 months we've bought 14 times GLDV, so we are building up that position quite fast. And I underestimated the amount that we are going to receive from GLDV this month, but yeah, it's going to be quite a lot. So maybe we can buy EMHD even faster than the previous time. I thought it was going to take a long while, but I underestimated the amount that we are going to receive from GLDV this month. So yeah, it's maybe it's going to be 3 months instead of 4 months. And when that's the case, you will have a next video in the series of our dollar snowball. And we bought 16 pieces of EMHD. You already know that. The total cost was 456.60 US dollar. We also bought FLXD, 12 pieces. For that, I added 40 euros to our account. So by already providing 75 Swiss francs to our account a bit earlier, I already explained that in an earlier video about how I cheated a bit for our ETF portfolio in order to buy FLXD. And yeah, 444.65 euros was that buy for 12 pieces. And then after receiving the dividend from SGPX, we bought another 25 pieces at a price of 36.69 euros. So as I said, I expected it to move up. The price moved up further, and yeah, I had to buy it at 36.69, but I'm not complaining. It even went up further, and yeah, it's 927.04 euros were reinvested there for buying FLXD. And we also bought GLDV with the other 825 and 30 and a bit Swiss francs that were left over from the deposit of 75 Swiss francs. So there we could buy 25 pieces at a price of 33.04 Swiss francs. And that cost us in total with costs 835.09 Swiss francs. So here you can see our current ETF portfolio. So we still have 1,406 shares of SGPX. It went up almost 2 euros in the past period. GLDV plus 25 pieces, now 488 pieces in our portfolio. It went up 0.775 euros, Swiss francs. And it's also going to give us more than half a dollar in dividends this month, and it's already detached. So more on that later. So, but it seems not performing that great, but you have to realize it's already with the ex-dividend being detached earlier this week. Then VHYL up 3.44 Swiss francs, so 76.04 Swiss francs there. LDG now up to 17.346 Swiss francs. So for such a small ETF, up 1.132 Swiss francs in a little bit over a month. Then FLXD up 0.85 euros and now at 36.95. So I bought it 2 times at 36.40 and a bit and 36.69. So we are already in the green on those buys. And XYLF up 0.35 Swiss francs and also providing us with 2 dividends already this past month. So that's a really good performance of XYLF. EMHD, there it is up $1.625 in the past period and is trading now at $29.60. So you see only green, only green, only green. And this means that we are up big time this month. So the previous update, we were at 92,133.18 Swiss francs. That was on the 26th of June. So now we are 1 month and 2 weeks later. And we bought 16 pieces of EMHD, 37 pieces of FLXD, and 25 pieces of GLDV. And on the 7th of August, the portfolio was worth 99,556.93 Swiss francs. That's a plus of 7,423.75 Swiss francs. We invested 2,444.19 Swiss francs net. So we are still up 4,979.56 Swiss francs or plus 5.40%. And although last month I was not setting the next goal at 100k because it seemed to be far away, but yeah, we are getting really close. And on Friday we were at 99,870 Swiss francs on one time, so it was incredibly close. And it's just unbelievable how much our portfolio rose in value this past month. So 7,423 Swiss francs in the plus. That's incredible. And we also received 4 dividends this past period. And okay, it's only the US dollars of XYLF that are not invested yet. The rest is already reinvested. But that is also how you keep the snowball rolling. And hopefully the US dollars of XYLF are going to be reinvested very fast as well. So with the dividends from XYLF, we added 24.14 Swiss francs. So that was the first one, $29.80 there. Then the second one, the payment on Friday, 29.31 Swiss francs or $36.18. And then VHYL added 89.31 Swiss francs or $110.23. And SGPX added 877.67 Swiss francs or 948.83 euros. So this is actually, this month we are up net 5,999.98 Swiss francs. Almost 6,000 Swiss francs we are in the plus. Plus 6.51%. And that's in 1 month and 2 weeks. Just incredible. The total dollar amount on our Swiss quote account is now $84.70. So that's with all the numbers here. That is the amount with which we started. And the total euro amount on our Swiss quote account is now 4.73 euros. So that's the amount with what we started. I added 40 euros and then we bought FLXD. We received the dividend of SGPX and we bought FLXD. You see here there is a slight discrepancy. You can see the video on which I explained why I cheated a bit with our euros on our Swiss quote account, but everything is back to normal. Our dividend from AB InBev that we received is back on our account, and everything is back to normal. And this is actually the 4.73 euros is the exact amount that we have in stock from our ETF portfolio. And then our predicted future dividends, as you can see here, once again, everything in the green, especially because of the conversion rate of the euro towards the Swiss francs as well. So 0.920 up to 0.934. So yeah, when you look at then the numbers of shares of SGPX, 1406, even with a small increase of 0.014 in conversion rate, you have a positive effect, and this contributes as well towards the total amount that you can expect. But it's a conversion rate effect, so next month it can be the other way around. We had that earlier this year a lot, so yeah, now we are profiting a bit. The US dollar was stable compared to last time I did an update, so still 0.810. And we added GLDV, FLXD, and EMHD, so there the numbers are big time in the green, the others are just a little bit in the green. And now we can expect 3,842.03 Swiss francs yearly. Monthly, this comes down to 320.17 Swiss francs. And in 2025, we received 3,141.02 Swiss francs. And so far in 2026, we are now at 2,386.31 Swiss francs. So compared to last update, you see that this made a big jump, but that's because of the big dividend that we received from SGPX, of course, in the past month. And the dividends for August, so XYLF, it was X date on the 30th of July, record date on the 31st of July, and the pay date was on the 7th of August, so we already received it. The amount was 0.153326 compared to 0.115337. So that difference made up a lot of the past lesser dividends that we received from XYLF compared to last year. And GLDV, it went ex coupon on the 3rd. The record date was the 4th, and the pay date is going to be the 17th of August. And the amount that we can expect is $0.5726 per share. So up 5 cents per share, which is just incredible. And because we have 488 shares, we can expect more or less $280 from GLDV. So added that to the $87 that we have already on our account, we are going to be at 365-ish dollars on our account again at the end of this month. So that's just incredible. The month after, we are going to receive VHYL again. So hopefully that is going to be a nice dividend as well. And with XYLF in September, hopefully we can then already reinvest our dollars again in EMHD. And then the update overview for this month. So we invested with costs 2,475.02 Swiss francs this month. That's 872.19 Swiss francs of new money with costs. And it's good that it's 28 Swiss francs in the green compared to the 900 Swiss francs. So because we accumulated a lot of money now on our Swiss quote account, we have to pay a lot of custody fees, and we have to keep that in the back of our head. So actually, we need to set aside every month a little bit of money so that we can pay at the end of every 3 months, at the end of each quarter, the custody fee without any problem, so that we don't run into problems of not being able to pay and that they say, hey, you have to sell something or something like that. I don't know how they do it, but I want to avoid getting to know how they do it when you are not able to pay enough Swiss francs for paying your custody fees on Swissquote. And we are also thinking about opening up an account with Neon Bank because the custody fees at Swissquote are really getting annoying. It's sad money when you see that at Saxo or at Neon Bank you don't have to pay any custody fees. So I hope that Swissquote does something about that, but they are also on the stock market and their shareholders want to see returns, of course. So explaining to shareholders that when you diminish the custody fees, that maybe more orders are going to come your way and you're going to earn more money that way. That's quite a way to go. So hopefully they do it, but I'm not too positive about it. And of course, we also deposited 200 Swiss francs in my U portfolio as every month, and more about that in my next video. And the yearly dividends are now 3,842.03 Swiss francs per year. So that is a plus of 135.90 Swiss francs. And per month, this comes down to 320.17 Swiss francs. The next goal is still the 330 Swiss francs per month marker. So we are getting really close that marker as well. Another 10 Swiss francs per month to go. And in the past month, we were up almost 6,000 Swiss francs, so plus 6.51%. And our total portfolio worth is only 450 Swiss francs below 100k. And this gives us now a dividend yield of 3.86%. So we fell below 4% in dividend yield. And that's just because our portfolio is performing so well right now that our dividend yield is dropping like crazy. And only the yield on cost and the yield on own invested money is keeping up, of course, because yeah, the yield is going up. You saw it. GLDV is paying out more. VHYL is paying out more. XYLF is regaining again on the amount that they paid out last year. So yeah, SGPX is paying out more than last year. So our yield on the cost is always increasing, ever increasing, and that's the way a snowball needs to work. And let's go shortly to Getquin. So when you look at that, here we are at 99,570, so we are almost equal to the amount that I reported in my presentation. And oh, look at that. We were really, really, really close at 1430. I haven't even seen that. I only saw the beginning here of the day, but here we were only 48 Swiss francs away of reaching 100k. It's unbelievable. But let's look at this. So the max. So when you look at this, it's incredible. Okay, here we were in a loss. Here we were in a loss compared to the amount that we invested. Here with the tariffs announcements of Trump, we were also shortly in the red, but since then it only went up and up and up and up. So we are not complaining at all. When you look at our dividends, they already predict in 2026, so that for this year in total we will reach 3,827.58 Swiss francs. I hope it's true. because that's already as much as I'm predicting to receive in the next 12 months next year. So that would be just insane. And then here, 2027, they already predict us to be above 4,150 Swiss francs. So just crazy, but it's going faster, and that's the way that money works. You put in money, small amounts, month after month after month, and then the snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And before you know it, the amount that comes from your dividends is bigger than the amount that you add to your portfolio every year. So yeah, we are far from that, of course, because we add 900 Swiss francs right now, and there are 12 months in a year, so it's 10,800 that this amount needs to be before our dividends take over. But when you compare it to the amount that we added in the beginning of our career of investing in 2016, then it was only 3,600. So we are above that amount normally this year and then next year for sure. So that is just insane. We were struggling in 2016 to save that amount, and now it's coming from our own portfolio, and that's the strength of yeah of the snowball. And with that being said, thank you for watching to this one. See you on the next one, and have fun and have a great evening. Bye.